Thank you.
Thank you, Chair O'Driscoll, Chair Cagle, and members. My name is Rebecca Delahunt, and I work as Director of Public Policy with Minnesota Family Council. Rep. Bigberg talked about how there was age-gating protections of physical copies of pornography in the past, and this age-gating protection unfortunately did not carry over into the digital world where most porn is consumed today. Now the content is hosted and spread online, and user data of the adult or child user is the transaction of the porn company. In the age of digital porn, unintentional exposure to this content is a common occurrence, as I'm sure we are all aware. A demographically representative survey of 13 to 17-year-olds conducted by Common Sense Media found that 58% of teens in the U.S. have accidentally seen porn. For those who report accidentally seeing this, the source of exposure is broad. 25% report that they accidentally clicked on a link, and 18% reported accidentally seeing this on social media. The average age of first exposure is 12 years old, and 73% of teens 17 years old and younger report consuming porn. Although academic research on teenage exposure to this is limited, with ethical concerns, understandably, negative impacts from teenage exposure have been measured. Youth are exposed to sexual violence on this content, and increased sexual aggression risk due to exposure has been measured, along with increased depression and anxiety, particularly for adolescent girls. This product was initially not designed for youth or kids, but the industry has not self-regulated to ensure that minors are not their customers online. Without statutory protection for youth, the industry is not held accountable in Minnesota for consumer protection. Consumer protection of kids cannot be disregarded in the online marketplace. House File 1434 would require dedicated digital porn websites to obtain age verification before granting access to the site. If passed, the language of the bill would require compliance from dedicated sites. Unfortunately, the bill would not protect kids from all digital porn, as the content exists on various platforms. This legislation is not a silver bullet solution. Yes, there should be legal protection for kids from all of this content. However, considering that our state does not protect kids from dedicated sites in 2026, we think this is a step in the right direction that the legislature can take in a bipartisan manner. Rep. Bakeberg talked about a survey released last week, February 9th, which found that 84% of nearly 1,100 U.S. adults believe that porn websites should require age verification. The companion bill, SF 2105, has split authorship across party lines, and the House bill could also have that same bipartisan support to reflect what 84% of U.S. adults think about this issue. Half the states in the country have passed laws which require porn companies to age-gate users. The California Assembly in 2024 passed a bill unanimously which included language to require age verification of digital porn sites. And members of the EU and UK also require age verification for this content. Porn companies can comply in a variety of industry standard ways. Compliance can involve conducting age verification on the site or redirecting the potential user to a third-party age verification provider to check age before signaling to the porn company whether the person trying to access is over 18 or under 18, and we'll hear more about that. We are concerned about protecting data in this process. According to the language of the bill, the entity performing age verification must, number one, delete any data collected within 24 hours after completing the process, and with the author amendment, it cannot transfer or disclose any identifying information except as to comply with the law. And thirdly, the entity cannot sell the data to a third party. I saw that opposing testimony asked, how can an individual who has gone through this age verification process to enter a website be sure that the company or website is not keeping their identity and personal information? With the author amendment, an independent annual audit demonstrating proof of compliance must be conducted and prepared for the Attorney General's office upon request. We want to thank Rep. Bakeberg for his leadership in this area and encourage members to support this effort. The state cannot abandon the responsibility of consumer protection of youth because this is the digital marketplace. Thank you so much.
Thank you.